Lots going on politically today. Joining us now to talk about it all from our nation's capital, Phil Rucker, national political reporter for The Washington Post. So, Phil, you and Bob Costa, a great story looking at Donald Trump's actions over the last couple days and what they mean. Just, do you think he's in a different place now in terms of his rhetoric and his mental state than he's been?
I do. I mean, I think he's been moving in this direction for some time, but he's very clearly deciding to turn inward and really speak directly to his base and to talk a lot about dark conspiracies and air his grievances. And he's veering away from the core messages that animated his campaign early on and that a lot of Republicans believe could give him a better chance to win the election, and focusing instead on things like the polls are rigged and corrupt, and the media is biased and part of this global conspiracy, and even saying, as he repeated again today, that the election is going to be rigged and stolen, and that the voter fraud is happening and rampant and cheating is underway. So it's a pretty dark turn.
Phil, let me ask you what you know about this. My reporting is that some of his advisors think this stuff's great. They like it intellectually, and they think it will help win a base election. But he's got other advisors who are saying you should be talking about the economy, change, Hillary Clinton as being part of the problem. Are there divisions, and why is Trump not listening to the people who are arguing for the latter message?
I think there are, and a lot of sort of traditional Republican strategists and operatives are deeply uncomfortable with the rhetorical direction that Trump is taking, but he's getting a lot of his cues from Steve Bannon, who is the chief executive of the campaign. He used to run the Breitbart website. Stephen Miller, his policy director and speechwriter as well. They're helping feed a lot of this to Trump. They're with him every day, helping him craft his message on the stump. That speech in Florida on Thursday night was really, I think, a turning point here, where he went full on with the global conspiracy and talked about the Clinton campaign, the media, the banks, multinational corporations, foreign governments, all colluding in very dark ways to undermine this election and steal it from him and his movement.
Phil, just explain what the theory of the case is, of like how this helps him win. I mean, obviously it appeals to his base, or at least a subset of his base, but just for those who are urging this on him, presumably they're urging him on this path because they think it's the way to win. So in their world, how do they explain how this is a path to victory?
I think there are two pieces. First of all, it's his base. He's saying things that he thinks are going to galvanize, motivate, energize this base of aggrieved white people, many of them working class. There's a belief in the Trump campaign that there are more of these people out there prepared to vote for Donald Trump than our polls are indicating, and people who have not participated in elections before. So he's trying to motivate them, to give them a reason to turn out. The other piece is he's trying to suppress Hillary Clinton's base and give voters who might be going to the polls for Hillary Clinton a reason to think twice, or maybe feel uncomfortable about doing so, or feel like something's wrong with the process, or there's going to be too much friction or tension at the polling places. I was talking to Mayor Michael Nutter, the former mayor of Philadelphia, today, and he said this is his big fear in Philadelphia, that the Trump campaign, Trump himself talking about voter fraud and urging his supporters to go to the polling places, could be an intimidating force and suppress the African-American vote in that city, which of course would help Donald Trump.
Phil, I just want to ask you about Infowars, just for the benefit of anybody who's not familiar with Alex Jones and Infowars. We've seen Trump both retweeting things from editors at Infowars. We saw him talking about the theory that Hillary Clinton was on drugs at the last debate, which is kind of straight out of the Infowars world and Alex Jones. Just tell people, what is Infowars and Alex Jones, and why is Donald Trump taking pages out of their playbook?
Well, it's a website. It's really one of the darkest corners of the media online, if you want to call it that. They don't do traditional journalism, but they spread a lot of theories, and including 9/11 truther theories. This is a website that was home to a lot of ideas after 9/11, that it was somehow a tyrannical sort of government plot, the terrorist attacks of 2001 rather. Alex Jones is somebody that Trump has done interviews with. He certainly listens to what he has to say. And it's also a place where Roger Stone, a longtime Trump advisor, frequently appears and peddles ideas, and a lot of the conspiracies that you hear Trump bringing up on the campaign trail, like Hillary Clinton's drug use, which, by the way, there's no evidence of that, originated with Infowars, the site. So it's like Breitbart, probably lesser known to the mainstream public, but it's one of those sites online.
And Phil, do you know anything about how that conveyor belt works? In other words, is Trump reading this stuff himself, or people pitching it to him and saying, hey, you should talk about this? How does it go from Infowars saying Hillary Clinton has a drug problem to Trump saying it on the stump?
I wish I knew all of the steps there, but it started at Infowars with Roger Stone advancing the theory in an interview with Alex Jones on Infowars, and then all of a sudden it came out of Trump's mouth over the weekend at that rally in New Hampshire. So somehow or another, Trump is getting this information in front of him. I don't know if it's Stephen Bannon, his chief executive for the campaign, or somebody else, but there's some conduit here.
It'd be fascinating to know whether people are actually pitching to him that he use it, or simply showing it to him and then he's using it himself. And of course, particularly with the debate coming up, all campaigns worry that if you say something in front of the candidate or to the candidate, he or she may well just blurt it out on the stump. He had a teleprompter at that speech. I wonder if that was in the prompter or that was an ad lib, because it was not necessarily something everybody on the campaign wanted to have him say.
Yeah, it'd be really striking if that was in the prompter, but he said it, so he has to live by it.
Yeah. So we do have the debate coming up on Wednesday. Any sense of
That's right.
if the Trump campaign thinks that this is their last best hope of cutting into Hillary's lead, or they're not building it up that way?
Well, it is his last best hope. It's the last chance he's going to have to talk to, 60, 80, 100 million people in the country directly with Clinton. He prepared for it over the weekend, Sunday at Bedminster with some of his advisors, but he's clearly not putting in the time that Hillary Clinton is. She's taken 2 full days, three days rather, off the campaign trail, and is in New York doing debate prep, and Trump is going to be doing some rallies instead. So we'll see if he comes in prepared. I'm also looking to see if he'll have a stunt like he did last time right before the debate.
Right. Phil Rucker, thanks very much.